Hey guys, avsongbird here. We hit 150 subscribers this weekend. Yay, we hit 150 subscribers. It's kind of a surreal feeling, you know. I started this channel back in May of this year, as you guys know. All of you have been with me from the beginning. I started this channel back in May of this year. As I started my vlog in May. I might have started the YouTube a couple of months after that. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I'm getting old in my old age. But I started this channel back a few months ago, and I remember still getting nervous, having like 15 people sign up to watch, and then 30, and then we hit 75, and I was freaking out, and then we hit 100, and now we're at 150. But I started this channel after I started my blog, because people on my blog wanted to actually see me as a person and to have me read my stuff so they could see the person behind my writing. And it kind of went from there. And people found out that I was into gaming, and now they're watching the gaming. And, my channel's kind of become a variety and my own little corner of the internet where I just kind of show you guys and share whatever I feel like sharing that day, with my love of movies, music, gaming, writing, books, food, weight loss, health, and all that. I'm, kind of a variety corner of the internet. So, I came to you guys back when I was getting ready to do my 100 subscriber special, and I wanted to make it about you guys too, because it's your milestone too. And I asked you guys, if you had any questions for me, go ahead and feel free to ask them, because I want you guys to feel connected to me. This is your channel as much as it's mine. And I'm working on the eye contact with the camera, really trying not to watch the preview. Trying to keep the eye contact, because that's one thing that bugs me when I look at my videos, to make sure the quality's okay. As I look down at the preview, I'm not keeping eye contact. So I'm working on it, guys. And I'm working on getting editing software because I want to make better stuff for you guys. And I want to do things with my writing and stuff too. So I'm working on it, you guys. I have plans. But I asked you guys if you had questions you wanted to ask me, go ahead and send them in. And for the 150 subscriber special, which we're at today, I'll go ahead and answer your questions. I did say not to do explicit, not to do personal. And I had people come up to me and ask me, well, you're a vlogger. It's your channel. How can people not ask you personal questions? What do you mean? It's you as a person. Why would you tell them no personal questions? One, it's YouTube. Two, my stepkids read this. My family watches this. So when I said no personal questions, I meant nothing explicit. You can ask questions about me all day if you want to. Don't ask for my home address. Don't ask for... You guys are going to laugh. I got so many different questions from so many different people. I actually had one or two people ask for my bra size, which is too personal and too explicit, and I'm shy as shit. So 3 reasons I'm not answering that. And I had one guy, I'm not going to say his name, one guy asked me if I would give myself a pedicure and paint my toenails to match my fingernails and then send him a picture or put a video up of my feet. And feet creep me out anyway. And I have monkey toes. Yeah, I have toes. I can grip marbles and I can turn lights on and off and I can play the keyboard and I can draw with it. Yeah, I have awesome feet. But yeah, when I said, no personal questions or things like that, that's what I meant. I like to have fun and I laugh. I asked my husband, what are some things you love about me? And he said he loved that once people get to know me, I'm real outspoken and no nonsense. I kind of say what I think, and that's just the way I am. But there's some things even I won't answer, But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to the questions. And I'm going to put links to different people's channel underneath if you guys want to check out the stuff. I'm going to put links under the video if I can get them all together in time. Because I want to get this out for you guys today. And I'm recording late because I got my husband off to leave. And I fixed me something to eat. And I had to repaint my nails because I didn't want you guys to see all flaky nails. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the questions, which is really the reason any of you are here anyway. All you guys are watching are the ones that sent me the questions, aren't you? That want to see what the answers are. Maximus Prime asked me, why don't you try doing Minecraft on Twitch? Streaming. Max, at first when I first made this channel, I didn't think anyone would want to come and watch these. You know, I looked at it as I don't get to see my friends and family that often. And I thought it would be fun. I started this channel, you know, just to share with a couple of people. And I was surprised that anyone was really watching the channel and being interested in any of it anyway. So I started doing more of each kind of video as more people got interested in it. I didn't think people would want to watch me play Minecraft on Twitch, you know, because it was just me running around playing on my hubby's server 90% of the time. But if people are interested in it and would like to actually watch me stream so they could come in and talk to me and, you know, different people could come in and play every week, which would be fun. I would love to have more people on hubby's server playing with me. But if more people are interested in it, I could start looking into the mechanics of, I do have a Twitch account under avsongbird. I can go under there and figure out how to be able to stream it on there and be able to share it to my YouTube so you guys don't miss it there. But like with everything else, I didn't go to school for broadcasting. I didn't go to school for coding or anything. I'm just a housewife doing all these videos and stuff. So I'm having to learn everything as I go. So if I do go onto Twitch and more people want to watch me do that too, I have to find time in my schedule. And I have to figure out the mechanics of how to set that up so I can stream and whatnot. But if it's something you'd be interested in watching, I can totally do that. Raven Quick asked, of all the video games out there, in your opinion, which one has the best music? I love Final Fantasy VII for, you know, the music that it has in it. I love the epic battle scene music and stuff. Never played it personally, but I watched a friend play recently. Hi, Magus. I watched play Castlevania. I think it was Symphonies of the Night. I loved, you know, the music and the instrumentals and stuff in that game. If you ever watch playthroughs of Kolat, the game, if you watch Markiplier, he played it. But my friend Snacks Noodle played Kolat too. But Kolat had beautiful, haunting music. It was very symphonic, and it had a lady singing it. It was really pretty. But you guys are going to laugh. Out of everything I've ever watched, because you know me, I love music. Go to armorgames.com if you want some really pumping up there, get up and go music, and check out Give Up. That is like the best music ever. You want to turn out all the lights, get the strobes going, and you want to have the glow sticks out and just rave. I love the song from Give Up. And it's a platformer. It's a simple game. You know, you hop from platform to platform and try not to die. But I love that freaking song. And I crack up because my stepson heard the song and he'll turn on the game and leave the game window open and crank up the volume and just play the song over and over. We love that song. And it's stupid. It's simple. There's no words. It's just instrumental, but it's such a damn good song. So go check out the song from Give Up on armorgames.com. It's awesome. Hazardous asked, what was your favorite movie top 3? You know, as a writer and someone who's loved movies, music, books my entire life, I love stories, really story-driven movies, books, you know, character-driven. I love a really strong story, and I love original stories, people who try to do what hasn't been done before. As far as movies go, I loved The Hobbit, the way they did the trilogy, the way they broke it down, and everyone was just on point with it. I loved all 3 of those. I loved the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Recently, because I know it doesn't count as a trilogy, but if you look at the fact that it was 3 books, I loved the way they did the Hunger Games. My husband and I just went and saw Mockingjay Part 2 in the theater the other day, and if you haven't seen it, see it. It ended beautifully. It ended wonderfully. The only way it could have ended. The whole movie was so strong, but the characters were so on point and the story was just there. And the whole idea that one person could change things so much. I loved that idea. But just, I have so many movies and books and stories and things that I love where the story is just there, and I love that. I hate going in and seeing a movie where either the book was great and the movie flopped, or the book sucked and the movie rocked, but all the best parts of the movie were in the trailer. I hate that. You're sitting through the whole movie going, wow, I could have saved my money. I hate that. But I really love strong movies that have a great story to tell. And I think those three different sets were really the best I've seen. But I love so many anyway. Pulsewave asked me, what's your ultimate goal for YouTube? I didn't really come into this with any kind of a goal. I don't have any illusions of grandeur. You know, I have my life. I'm very comfortable in it. I'm a housewife from the middle of nowhere. I started it as I've been writing stories since I was 8. Any of you that follow me know that. And I started the blog as a way to put my stories out there and see what people outside my little circle really thought. And then I started sharing my writing on YouTube as a way to find out what people thought and to see if maybe it was something I should pursue. Enough to maybe put one of my collections of short stories out there, or put out the trilogy I'm working on that should be done in the next couple of years, or, if I should shelve it and just write for friends and family. And then with the gameplay and everything, I started doing that just for fun, and I started making more friends that play games that are having fun with it and enjoying it and getting to collaborate with other people and get out there. And, it's so much fun, and I love seeing where it goes and seeing where it could go. I'm just kind of going along for the ride. And then I started sharing the songs I've written on my channel, and that freaks me out because I just write the lyrics and the songs play in my head, and I want to be able to write backgrounds, but I'm not good enough on instruments yet to do that. And there's people out there now that are sharing my lyrics and me singing my songs in different places all over the place. On Google Plus and on YouTube and Twitter, and people telling me what they mean to them. So I don't really have an ultimate goal for YouTube. I'm taking it as it goes, and there's no telling where it could go. The idea that my motivational stuff could touch people and make them feel better. The idea that my weight loss vlog is helping people that are trying to lose weight and be in the best shape of their lives like I'm trying to be. That's a good thing. I'm helping people. And if my songs mean something to people, if my stories mean something to people, if anything I do on my channel, whatever it is, inspires something in someone else and pushes them to want to be better versions of themselves, I want to touch people, and help people. And if I get big enough, I can start doing charity stuff. And if I get bigger and get out there in my music or my stories or my videos or whatever, I'm cool with whatever goes. You guys know me. I'm pretty much down for whatever. Keep it clean. Shelly asked me, where would you like to travel? I traced back my family tree to the 1700s to around England and Ireland. My family sailed out of Dublin area, 1700s. It was awesome. On one side of my family. And Irish and Native American. And a couple of other things. I'm kind of a mutt. But I've always wanted to go to London once in my life. I've always wanted to go and travel Ireland. There's so many places I would love to go, but I've always wanted to go to England. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I would love to rent an RV or have an RV someday and travel the country, just take all the back roads and be able to go across the country with my family and to just be able to go all over and see whatever we felt like seeing that day. I've lived in the same town most of my adult life. And I've lived in California, I've lived in Texas, I've seen Oregon, I've seen parts of Washington, all the states between California and Texas, Nevada. For all the moving around I did as a kid, I haven't really been to many places. So, the idea of getting to travel really anywhere and experience different cultures and different foods and meet different people, I would love to do that more than anything. I think that would be an amazing experience. My husband was talking about wanting to someday go on a cruise, and I told him, oh, if we do, my laptop and camera have to go with me because I'm taking you guys with me if I ever go anywhere. For now, we're mostly stuck in my office because I spend a lot of time at home. So, yeah. Ireland and England, short answer. And I hear the Australian beaches are awesome and accents rock. So maybe Australia someday. My husband wants to go on all the trains in Australia. So probably there. Mon Prince Cyclop asked, do you like zombie games, say like State of Decay? I haven't actually seen much of the gameplay from State of Decay. I haven't played it personally, but as far as do I like zombie games? My first horror movie that I ever saw, I think I was like 4 years old. It was the original black and white Night of the Living Dead. The real one, the good one, not the remake. Screw the remake. It was crap. But I love, ever since then, any and all things zombie. I read the Walking Dead comics. I watch Walking Dead. Any and everything. The original Dawn of the Dead was better than the remake. Come on, people. All of you that are into zombies, back me up on this. The original was better than the remake. But I love any and all things having to do with zombies, and I laugh. My younger brother's the same way. My mom used to cringe because we'd sit down and he'd bring home zombie movies, or I'd bring home zombie movies, and he and I'd take over the TV all day and we'd sit and watch them together. I laughed because when Walking Dead actually came out, he goes, "You have to watch it. You have to watch it. Have you started watching it yet?" So I love any and all things zombie. I'm kind of addicted. So yeah, but no, I haven't seen any State of Decay gameplay. Lazy Bum Gamer, hi Abba, goes, when did your passion for writing start? My passion for writing, I think it started as my love of words. My mom taught me, my dog is eating his pillow. When I was 4, my mom taught me how to read and how to write my own name and everything. And I think she immediately regretted it because I started reading billboards off the side of the freeways, and I would read every billboard, and she got to where she went, "Jennifer, read in your head." And, when I was 8 years old, my passion for writing started. You guys who've watched my videos, we had a writing contest at my school when I was 8 years old, and it was mandatory to enter, but I sat down and wrote, and from the minute I saw that title and by and my name under it and underneath it, at the end of the story, the words, "the end," that feeling, it lit a fire that's burned in me for all these years. I've been writing for, I think it's 24 years now. I've been writing most of my life, and I told my husband, it's not a hobby for me. Whether I'm writing, whether I'm not, it's always in the back of my mind. I'll be sitting having conversations, working out dialogue in my mind while I'm talking with people, or it follows me everywhere I go. Everything I do is colored by it, and everything that happens to me or that I see, hear, smell, taste, touch inspires different things in me. I've had a passion for writing most of my life, and I told my husband, even if I never get published, even if my songs or my poetry or stories never get out there, beyond sharing in my videos and sharing with a small group of people and writing for my family and writing for myself, I could say at the end of my life when I'm old that even if I never get published, even if it never gets out there, I could say I spent my entire life doing exactly what I wanted to do, what I had a passion to do. That I never considered a moment spent writing to be a waste of time. If you can pursue your passions and make a career out of it, go ahead, more power to you. But even if you do it in secret, even if you only do it for you and your family, if you enjoy doing it, it's not a waste. So I hope that answered your question. He also asked, which story are you most proud of? I have a trilogy of stories I'm working on now. It's sci-fi, fantasy, period, romance, good versus evil, love and hate, and heartbreak, and reality bending, moving in back and forth between realities and time periods, and just the trilogy I'm working on now, that I've been working on off and on for the last couple of years, is the most engrossing work I've ever worked on. And it's very psychologically challenging and immersive. And when I work on it, it affects me greatly. I rage, I cry. I've gone through the entire gamut of emotions with these stories. And the characters and everything, I'm trying to make them real enough that they're worthy of your guys' time, but just Without question, it's some of the best work I've ever done. And I love the trilogy more than I love any work I've ever done. I love all my works, because each story helped me to develop my skills, and helped me to write better each time. But I think the trilogy I'm working on now is the best work I've ever done. And I'm hoping within the next couple more years to have them finished so that I can put them out for you guys who want to see them to read. Because I love working on them. It's the best work I've ever done. No question about it for me. Um, he also asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? Um, I don't know, I mean, I always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to be a wife. I always wanted to write, but I never, looking back a year ago, looking back 5 years ago, I never could have imagined where my life is now, and where I am now in my life. And I wouldn't have it any other way than how it is now. In 5 years, I'd love to still be with my husband and my stepkids and my pups. I'd still love to be making videos for you guys and writing and spending time with my family and friends and working on my writing still. If I keep getting bigger in my channel, if I keep influencing more people and helping more people, I would love to be doing more charity work. I would love to see my trilogy coming along and to see it developing and maybe to get it out there somewhere. I would love to see that. In 10 years, if I could see a couple of my books out there on a shelf, or maybe a song of mine on the radio, sung by someone else even, because I know my voice isn't the best. Writer, not singer, I sing just for the hell of it. But if I could see one of my songs on the radio being sung by someone and affecting people and helping people, or I could be doing charity work, or have one of my books out there so that I can, if I can have a book out there so I can start helping back with, the bills in my family and stuff, because I know my husband has a lot of pressure on him with him being the only one working and me being home all the time and everything. I'd love to be able to help him and lighten his workload. I hope I answered your questions. Deb's Life asked, what is your favorite memory ever? I still remember the first night I ever spent at my husband's apartment back when we were dating. And no, this isn't explicit. You guys know me better than that. Sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning watching him iron his work uniform, and just the feeling of calm and just the feeling of warmth and the feeling of belonging, like here's where I'm supposed to be, and looking at him and going, I could spend the rest of my life, sitting here watching him iron his uniform, just being with him like this. And I'd be, that would be okay, that feeling. I can't describe that feeling. Any of you out there who've ever felt that feeling of this is it, this is right. That's one of my favorite memories. So many memories with my family, my stepsons. Having them try all these different foods that they've never tried before, and me doing my cooking and having them try different things, and they think it's going to be gross, and they go, oh my God, that's amazing. Seeing them try things for the first time. The first year when I was a little kid, when I was 8 years old, I think it was, when my stepdad and my mom took my little brother and I up to Oregon for the first time, and I met my dad's family for the first time. I didn't know any of them. I was scared as shit. I was a little 8-year-old kid, and I remember my dad's dad, my grandpa, took us to the park, and he teeter-tottered with me on the teeter-totter, and my grandma came up and hugged me, and oh my God, she made homemade hamburger buns. That was the best memory. I shared that one in a talk about family on vlog earlier, where the first year we went up there, they had a family reunion. All of my dad's family came in, their family, kids, spouses, everybody came in. I'm standing in my grandma's kitchen. One of my favorite memories. I'm standing in my grandma's kitchen, and she came in because the timer went off, and she had racks laid out on her kitchen table, and she pulled these hamburger buns out of the oven because the timer went off, and she put them on these racks on the table to cool, and she went out. She put in the other ones, and then she went out to do the laundry, and the minute her door closed for her to go do the laundry, everyone swarmed in from freaking everywhere and grabbed the hamburger buns and cut them in half and slapped butter on them, and they all took off in all directions like a flock of birds, just in and out, right? And I'm standing there by the table. I'm 8 years old, and I know I'm going to get my ass beat, right? Because that door opens and Grandma comes walking in. I'm going to get my ass beat. Oh, it's going to happen. It's done, right? So I'm sitting there. Grandma comes in, and she goes, "What happened to my hamburger buns?" Little 8-year-old me knows I'm going to get my ass beat. First time I meet my grandma, I'm going to get my ass beat. Everyone comes, everywhere. They did it. And she looks at me and she goes, "Would you like one, honey?" And she cut one open, put butter on it, and handed it to me. And she goes, "They do it every year. I know they're going to do it. That's why I made extra. Here, have one." I thought I was getting my ass beat, and I got a hamburger bun. Her hamburger buns were so... That woman could bake like no one's business, and she had blackberry bushes in her backyard, and she homemade her own blackberry jelly, and then you'd have that vanilla ice cream, and you'd put the blackberry jelly in it, and you'd swirl it, and the jelly's warm, so it melts, the ice cream turns it into soup, and you don't give a shit because it's so good. I love my grandma. I love going up there. But, I've lived a very small life, just a housewife from the middle of nowhere. I've spent the majority of the last 5 or 6 years kind of cooped up in my house, just me, my family, and my dogs most of the time. I spend most of my time at home anymore, but I've had so many memories, and I've been so blessed, and I have such a good life. I have a husband I adore. I have stepkids and dogs I adore. And no, we're not tripping all over the place and traveling all over. No, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of money, and we don't have the best of everything, but, the labels don't matter, and getting to trip all over doesn't matter, and having all the money in the world doesn't matter if you don't have incredible people to share it with. I would rather have the life I have now and have the family and friends I have now than have all the money in the world and no one to share it with. So I have a lot of memories that I cherish from all the different phases of my life. Because even when bad things happen to you, even when shitty things go down in your life, they help to make you into the person you are, and without them, you wouldn't be who you are. So I have a lot of favorite memories throughout the course of my life. And I'm sorry I rambled. This video is going to be long, but I'm answering all your guys' questions, so you had to expect that. Captain Chrome, is there a specific author that has inspired you, and what genre do you prefer? I don't like to stick to a particular genre. My neck just popped. I love anything original, anything different, even if a story's realistic. It depends on how much passion the writer puts into it, because you can tell when someone's just writing for a paycheck, or you can tell if their heart is in their work. And I told my husband, I would rather take 4 years to work on a book and have it be exactly the way it's supposed to be and have people know that it meant something to me than just slap a book out there like it's nothing for a paycheck. I want it to mean something. I believe writing should always be where you open a book and you fall in and you look up and go, oh shit, it's 80 pages, I'm supposed to do something. For me, I love J.R.R. Tolkien. I love Anne Rice. I love Mark Twain. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I really don't. I have a few authors that I follow, that I fall into, and they take you to other worlds and you feel like you're actually there. When Anne Rice talks about Lestat sitting at the table, at the cafes, and he likes not drinking his coffee, but having his coffee for the color, and being able to sit there and hold his coffee. Or when she talks about Marius in Rome, with Armand, and you can actually, from her words, see and hear and smell and practically taste the sight. because of how she's painting it. You can feel that realism. And writers that suck you in, that you can tell that it's their passion and their heart's in it. I love that. That's the kind of writer I aspire to be. I want people to fall in and feel like they're inside my work. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. As far as genre, I love to write fantasy, sci-fi, romance. I like to write complicated characters and complicated situations that have you thinking, if I were in that situation, how would I react? So it's not genre specific, but you guys get the idea, I hope. Mr. Zilvis writes, in all the history of books, out of everything you ever read or wanted to read, what's one book you would, if you could, like to rewrite in your own personal style? Maybe something important or special, or one you've read over and over, or maybe just a book you've read and go, well, that's just jacked up. I could have done that better. And he said, yes, it's a little self-centered and self-important, but confidence in one's knowledge of their skills can be self-empowering. I have different books I've read. I've been reading since I was 4, but I've had different books I've read over the course of my life. I'm a devourer of books. My mom used to take me to the library every 3 days, and I'd get a stack of books, and she'd go, you make this last the week, right? And it wouldn't last 3 days. I devour books. I read The Hunger Games in 6 hours. The first book in 6 hours. I'm not kidding. 6 hours. I've read so many books in my life, and being a writer, too, kind of colors how I read other people's work. My husband tried to say that when I write stories, I write the lives I wish I could lead, and it's not true. Because I'll sit there and I write a story, and I'll write different versions of that story, following out all the what-ifs and decisions and where those stories go. And at the end of the day, I don't always pick the version I like the most as being the final product. I pick whatever is truest to the story, what feels like what the characters would do and what would actually happen and what the outcome actually would be. So just taking it, Jack, get down. He's trying to hop on my lap. But just taking it from my standpoint as a writer, and the idea that some of my stories that turn out the way they're supposed to don't turn out the way I would like them to. I've had different shows and things that I'll watch for a couple of years, or books I'll read, where it feels like the characters are, following along, being who they are. You guys who watch shows or read books, religiously like I do, go ahead and write in the comments if you agree with me. But what really bothers me is when you can tell that the writers have come in and changed the character or the situation specifically to get a certain outcome that they wanted for the story, and it feels completely out of place, and it feels forced, and that the character wouldn't do that. I hate when people aren't true to their characters in their own work, or when a team of writers comes in and they do something that feels forced, and that character wouldn't do that. But there aren't any books out there that I would change another person's work, because I know as a writer I would hate if someone stepped in and wanted to change something I'd written, because I know there's stuff I would rewrite if I could. But like I said, it's better to actually have an outcome you didn't want in the story than to be reading the story and have it come through and get the outcome you want, and to know that the character was forced to change their core being and who they were to get the outcome you wanted. And all you guys who know what I'm talking about, like when a TV show goes for 4 or 5 years and the character's been the same, person with the same beliefs and quirks and everything, and then all of a sudden someone else comes in and changes the character entirely and screws the show or the book series, or you guys know, right? I'm rambling, but you guys get the idea, I hope. This video is going to be a little longer. But I hit the end of my thing. See? Look! My terrible handwriting. But yeah, that's the end of the list of all the questions. This video is a bit longer, but this is a special, and I wanted to get to all your guys' questions that you had for me. If there's more questions that you guys have and I didn't answer it in the video, go ahead and feel free to post it in the comments, We hit 150 subscribers, guys. I'm shocked as shit. But this is your channel too, and this is your guys' milestone too. And you guys know that I'm very active on Twitter and in the comments section. And I love talking with you guys. A big reason I'm on here is to be able to talk to you guys and to get the feedback and to play with different ones of you guys on different games. You know, now with my husband's vanilla Minecraft server, I have more friends than I'm playing with. And it'd be really fun to have the server more active, not just mostly me. So, and I'd love to write with other people and write music and stuff. So I'm going to let you guys go because I got to go check the mail and it's 5:30 and it's dark and I got to get my video out for the day for you guys. But this has been AV Songbird. I hope I answered all your questions, and I'll try to get all those links under the video for all you guys so that I could get people to go to your channels too and check you out, because everyone that asked me those questions, they're all awesome people. They're very loyal people. They are funny people. Deb, you're awesome. I mean, I've got so many people that I've been meeting that are incredible through this, that with me being cooped up in the house all day, if I didn't have this way of getting out, you know, through YouTube and my blogs and everything, I wouldn't have the chance to meet these incredible people and all of you guys. You know, I spend most of my time alone with my dogs. So, with my husband working as much as he does, my family living all over the place. So, you know, you guys are giving me the chance to be social and get outside my bubble and, you know, be around more people than just my characters, the ones in my head. So I really appreciate it, you guys. You guys are awesome. And I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night. This has been AV Songbird 150. Have an awesome night. Night, guys.